Thank you for watching Fishing with Charles. Today I have a video on my big lake setup. So the line, lures, tips and tricks, and everything I'm doing to catch fish on big lake. This is just what I do. There's lots of other ways, but I hope this helps some people catch some fish on big lake. Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoy and you can learn some tips and tricks, some pointers, and go out and catch some fish. I would like to point out this lake has some very restrictive rules. So I would advise you all to please go read your regulations from Fish and Game and make sure you are doing everything correct. All Arctic char must be released immediately, as quick as possible without hurting them. No bait is allowed. Please read regulations. Alright, I'm going to strip the line off my ice fishing combos. I'm going to add some new line. Settle it. You get the hammer drill. Trim that. Fresh spool to spool up. I'm gonna be putting 8-pound CX Premium. These are my big lake, or just bigger fish targeting rods. When I'm going for anything 20 plus inches. With 8-pound, I could catch a big one if I got one on, but still not too heavy to where the little ones are scared by it. Now I'm going to add some line on. Too much. I'm doing the double uni knot for attaching the line to my arbor. So double the line over, make a loop down, go through the loop 8 times. You only need to do 6, but I do 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pull up, pull down, cinch it nice and tight down on the arbor so it can't slip. Make sure my machine's going the right way and add line. I'm going to tag a little bit more. Nice. Throw it back on my rod. Drag cap back on. Ready to go. Just gotta rig it back up. One down, 4 to go. Alright, got 2 more rods to switch line off of. That's not okay, we're fishing. It's in the correct. Using the Akuma Akidor 1000. It's one of the smaller reels I have for my bigger ice fishing setups. It makes those big fish fun when that drag's screaming, but still has enough power to pull them in. This one's my biggest one that I use for bigger, medium-sized fish. Mostly when I'm fishing Big Lake. Alright, time to put some line on them. Like I said earlier, I'm using 10-pound CX Premium. On my local stock trout lakes, I'm using 6-pound, but when I go out to Big Lake, fishing for bigger fish, Long Lake, I put on 8 to 10. Let me try some snow. Careful not to overfill it. Looks like a good fill. Now this bigger 20 size reel, I'm gonna put 12-pound. It's my fiance's reel, and sometimes she'll tighten the drag and crank down on a fish a little hard, so I don't want to break it off on a trophy. So we're rocking 12. That's the uni knot. Once again, cinch it down all the way. There you go. If you live in the Anchorage area or close at all and you need good fishing gear, new line, tips, pointers, any help, stop into B&J Sporting Goods in Anchorage. They can spool your reels up, help you out with spots, and show you some of the best new tackle that everyone's using. Alright, so I'm going to show you what I use at Big Lake, Alaska, how to set it up, and just why I use it and why I think it works. So I'm using a 1/16 ounce to an 1/8 ounce jig head. Then I'm going to be using about 2 inch to 1.5 inch plastic bug bait. HOA baits. Hooked on Alaska is one of my favorites. This pink and white Evo bug 2 inch. I've caught a bunch of fish on it in the last couple of years. Definitely been my go-to ice fishing jig and plastic setup. Then I'm running about a 16 to 18 inch leader from hook to this light up water activated LED flasher. The oils in your skin will make the circuit go and start blinking. This attracts in bait fish, which attracts in bigger fish to come eat the bait fish. And also, some of these fish have frozen eyes from being kept out of the water too long, so they're kind of blind. So having that green LED really helps attract the fish in. Now, the lake I'm fishing, Big Lake, has a lot of pike in it, where I'd be fishing for burbot or char. So I usually use 20 to 25 pound monofilament or fluoro clear to run from my LED flasher to my jig head. That way, if I did get a pike, his teeth wouldn't be able to cut through this as easily. You could still definitely break off on 25 pound, but not so common. So you could still land pike. And it's not too thick that it scares the char and burbot away. However, I do think if I ran a 10 pound main line for my leader, I might have a better chance of catching smaller char and rainbows. However, I really am trying to catch them 25 inchers. I'm happy with 20s, but really trying to get a trophy. So that's the setup on that. 1/8 ounce jig head, 18 inches of 25 pound leader to LED. Lots of other ways to do it. This is just how I do it and have success. And I'll show you how I tie it all up. Let me get my rods ready. These are also my 4 rods I take with me when I go to Big Lake. Bait caster. My fiance's Laker Pro, the Okuma Rocks 20. It's my jaw jacker rod, little Okuma 1000, Laker Pro. And I got my little Okuma Laris 20 on a Abu Garcia Veritas rod. I've really liked all of these combos so far. They've done me good. Don't have too many complaints about them, and they're all on the lower end of price. Be right back setting it up. I do also just want to say, well, I do like Hooked on Alaska HOA baits. I also use other stuff. There's a lot of people using these, so it's good to try other things. That's a Gets It minnow fry. And this is a Be Outdoors beetle bug. If I'm being honest, that's my go-to, but I like to try other things. These LED flashers are from Kodiak Customs. They have the swivels on both ends. There's other ones without swivels. Those work good too. All this gear is from B&J Sporting Goods. So if you need to get any of this stuff, B&J Sporting Goods in Anchorage definitely has it to get you set up. Sometimes I'll do a 16 to 18 inch leader. Sometimes I'll do short. I'll try 12 inch or 10 inch because I've had times where the char will come into these lights and just be attracted to that light and even hit that. So sometimes the closer it is, the better. I've had fish hit this and then I set the hook and end up snagging them in the belly on accident just because they're so infatuated with these lights. I definitely would use these lights if I was going to be fishing Big Lake or trophy fish. Definitely attracts them. Some people think it scares them away because they see so many of these lights. I really don't think so. I've seen so many fish go after them on my fish finder and call in so many fish that I think they help more than they're an hindrance. When I do this setup, I like to use 1/8 ounce Lindy jig head or these Kalen's called bobble eye. When you rattle it, it has a glass rattle on the eye. Very strong, good quality hooks. Good hook keeper. Very good overall quality. So when I'm picking a lure to use on Big Lake, there's lots of options. A lot of good local Alaskan tackle companies. One of my go-tos is HOA Baits from Chris Foster. It's Hooked on Alaska. You can find them on Facebook or stop into B&J Sporting Goods and pick some up. Pink and white's been the key, but chartreuse Evo bugs work really good. All of this guy's tackle works very good. I've caught fish on almost every color and every style. I would definitely recommend picking up some Hooked on Alaska. That being said, there's Hooks of Alaska. I've caught a lot of fish on them as well. They have good stuff. Good colors, good designs, good action. They work good too. I use them too. They work good. I catch a lot of fish with them. I do have go-to lures though that have done good to me. So I usually use the same things. Every once in a while I'll throw one of these on and they work good. I know a lot of people that use these and do very good. Right now there's a Big Lake tournament going on and the winners are Team Hooks of Alaska using their bait, catching 28-inch wild Alaskan char. So lots of options. Sometimes I'll use these Gitsit minnows. Sometimes I'll go Columbia River Tackle, another good local Alaskan company. Very good quality hooks, nice plastics. Some of their jigs have these little wings or pectoral fins, and that gives for really good action in the water when being jigged. And very lifelike. Here's one of the Hooks of Alaska fantails. Have this one rigged up still because I caught a 24-inch char on it a couple weeks ago. That's a very good one. And I have Alaska Baits, another local Alaskan tackle company. These little beetles do pretty good. He has some other stuff, but so far I like these beetles. If you can't tell though, I might have a favorite. And it's gotta be Hooked on Alaska. They just work for me. And I really think that fishing might be 70% confidence in your lure. So if I'm confident in this, 70%, then I just need that 30% chance of a fish to come smash it. And I think I'll be successful. There's lots of other stuff that work that I'm not showing here. You just kind of have to try stuff out and figure it out on your own, but here's a couple good examples. Also, spoons work pretty good. Big Lake, you need to use a single hook. These Thomas Buoyant's pink, they slay. I caught a nice 27-inch, would have been bigger if it had a tail. Stocked Arctic char in Anchorage, local lake, and that was the key on that. Good hook, good spoon. Okay, so like I said, Hooked on Alaska, gotta be one of my favorite local tackle companies. Favorite lure to use at Big Lake, Alaska. Got 4 rods, so me and my fiance both jigging 1 and 2 dead stick jawjacker rods. I'm gonna be using these Hulk with white glow on one, orange and yellow. Those are both dragonfly larvae from Hooked on Alaska. Pick them up at B&J Sporting Goods. And then 2, both of us will be jigging pink and white Evo Bug 2-inch, as it is our favorite. If you can't tell, I have lots and lots and lots of packs of them because it's just the one. There's a lot of other good ones too, but when I catch some fish on that lure, just every time I catch more fish, it's like I always try new things, but I'm always going back to this pink and white Evo Bug. Alright, so time to actually set this up. I fed my line through all my eyelets. I'll take my line, take my LED flasher, go through, Like I said, I'm using an 8 to 10 pound mainline on my spinning reels for ice fishing, Big Lake. And then go through the eye twice, come back through, got double lined, make a loop, pinch that loop, hold the lines together, and then go through 6 to 8 times. And that's called a uni knot. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cinch it down carefully without burning it. It's good to get it wet, but I didn't. Trim the tag end down, but leave enough to where it's not going to slip out. Now, I'm going to take my 25 pound, or you can do 10 or 8. Like I said, I'm using the 25 in case of pike hits. Just going to cut a section off. Do that same knot on the other end of my LED light, that double uni knot. Go through twice, double back up on itself, make the loop, go through 6 to 8 times. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. I'm just gonna do 6 on this because it's heavier line. I'm gonna wet it because it's heavier line. Trim the tag. All right, now I'm gonna cut it down to the length that I would like my leader to hook to be. It's hard to get this perfectly because you're gonna do a knot and that takes out some of the line that you cut. So if you want 16, 18 inches, cut it to leave yourself about 20 inches. So once you do the knot, it all works out in the end. So I'm gonna cut about that much off. Take my jig, go through, uni knot. Six twists, get it wet, cinch it down. Don't poke yourself. These jigs are very sharp. Now, I'm gonna throw on the pink and white Evo bug. So I'll be all rigged up and ready to fish tomorrow. Don't know if it matters, but I put the white side on the inside and the pink side on the outside. And that's the setup. Big Lake, Alaska ice fishing setup. I'm all ready to fish tomorrow. I just have to do that 3 more times. If you made it to the end, thanks for watching. I hope this was a little bit informative. I've had people ask me to make a video on what I do at Big Lake, just because they've seen some of my videos where I've been successful there. So they're curious to know what I'm using, and this is what I do. So hopefully somebody can see this and try to replicate it and have some good luck on their own. Like I said, stop into B&J Sporting Goods to pick up any of these lights, jigs, baits, rods, reels, line. Hit up Chris Foster on Facebook, Hooks of Alaska. Pick these awesome bugs up. Thank you for watching. You guys have a great rest of your day and fish on.